Well, how is YouTube doing? I have to apologize to you guys. I've been under the weather. So if I happen to cough, sneeze, sniffle, make any, kind of gross bodily human noises, I apologize in advance. I'll try to be as professional as I possibly can. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are here and along for the ride. We're going to do something a little bit different. While I was down, I got some questions about trappers from a couple of different guys, Louie and Ryan. And, they were really good exchanges that we had. And I just thought, you know what? I I want to do this for both of them and kind of give them a visual, as well as, my thoughts behind the trapper and why I kind of like it and stuff. So we'll kind of go. I think everybody knows what a standard trapper is, and we'll just go with this case in the yellow synthetic. This is a standard trapper. Okay, so it's a little over 4 inches in the closed position. It has one clip point blade, and then it will have one spay blade. And what I like about carrying a trapper of this size is that I have two full-size blades to work with, all day long. They are relatively thick. You can see even on the clip point, it's quite thick. Uh, Pardon that hair. That's quite thick, almost all the way down to the tip. And of course, the spay blade with its unique shape. Then the way the clip goes down, the nail nick for the spay blade is there, and then you can easily grab it. The spay blade has, a nice belly on it, and it is blunt at the front here. It does have a little bit of a piercing point, but a lot of belly, and this makes an excellent knife that can be used for opening packages, or for carving, or for whittling, or for anything else that you can think of that you can use a clip blade for. You can use a spay blade for. A lot of people, their main objection to the spay blade is that no one's going around castrating animals much unless they're in that line of work, which is absolutely true, or that they think it's ugly. And I say that looks aside, give yourself what I'm going to call the spay blade challenge. Try to use the spay blade for most of your cutting tasks, whether it's food prep or opening packages, boxes, or whatever, and just see if you like it, but actually give it a test and don't just go off of what people say, because sometimes the ugly duckling just may turn out to be your favorite one. It could be the swan that you didn't know was there. Give it a try and just see. And you don't have to. I mean, I'm just suggesting. The other thing is that, when we look at Stockmans almost always have a spay blade. And this is a large Stockman. This is that Hammer brand one. And you can see it's just smaller. But the same thing, just try it out and use it. If you don't have a trapper, try it on your Stockman. See how that works out for you to use that blade. Here's a smaller Stockman, and again, same thing, slightly, well, actually this is a pen blade on this one, I'm sorry, but yeah, it's still kind of like a spay in that it's down there. This is the Imperial model. I just grabbed a smaller Stockman to see, but it is a spay, but not as traditional looking as the other one. You'll get that on Stockmans, and it just happens. The other one I wanted to show was this cotton sampler, which is obviously not a trapper, but you talk about spay blades. There you go. That's like the king of all spay blades when you think about it. Definitely has the run down there, lots of belly on this guy. So, maybe if you want to try one in a completely different fashion, you could do that. And then if you look at my Benchmade 940 video, I did talk about how that knife, the blade, they call it a reverse Tonto, but it reminded me a lot of the spey blade, and the fact that Osborne spent a lot of time on the ranch and was, coming up with a knife design that was like perfect for ranch work. I think that's, where that design kind of came from, or at least, partially he'd seen that as a working blade shape on the ranch and thought it was good enough to put into the 940. But that's just my own supposition. I haven't talked to him or seen any interviews as such, but looking at it, you can kind of see the blade heritage there, or at least where some of the ideas came from. Now, the other question I had was specifically about the 94 OT and the 194 OT from Old Timer and how they compared to Case. And so let's kind of clear the board a little bit, because I'm going to need some room here for moving things around. But before we get started, we'll just start with the 194 OT, because this is its own animal here. This is the standard Old Timer. You'll get the saw cut Delrin type handles, and this one here, that's just an absolutely gorgeous knife. You can see it's a liner lock and it's a single blade. So this is a fantastic working knife if you can have one in an environment where you can have a locking blade. These are really a very nice blade to have. Of course, I'm out here and I don't have my ruler with me, so you'll have to forgive me that I'm not going to give exact measurements on this one, but if you really need the spec sheet, all this stuff is online. Anyways, back to the knife. This is a perfect knife. You can either hold it back here, or if you put your finger up here, you do feel this liner lock. That's just the way that these older ones were. They're pretty pronounced, but it's not uncomfortable to use, but I wouldn't want to use it all day long. But that's just a personal preference. And of course, your mileage may vary because your fingers and your hand are different than mine. So he was asking specifically about this one, and it fits into the 94 OT family. So it's the same size as all of these guys. Now, I grabbed all the 94 OTs that I have because they are kind of a sub collection of mine, and I wanted him to be able to see the different choices he had in cover material. Because this yellow one shows up so well, we'll kind of show that a standard case that's at 4 1/8, and we'll line up our bolsters. You see this guy's just a little bit different, or a little bit smaller. So here's a case mini trapper, and so there you go. It's smaller yet still. So this guy's 3 1/2, 3 3/4, 4 1/8. So you can see the size differences on that one. Now this mini trapper is the same in that you have, well, it's different a little bit because the mini trappers have half stops, which I like half stops. I think they're cool. You'll have to pardon the garbage truck seems to be here, but I think he's just going down the street. Anyways, you have your clip point, and then you have your standard spey blade. But I have a mini trapper here. This was the Army commemorative one that has this beautiful bone on it, and so it has a clip point, but then they changed it out and they put in a Warncliffe. So these type blades are available on a trapper model, where you'll get some that are different, like a Warncliffe. This one is from Rough Rider. This is the tailgate trapper. So instead of a secondary blade, you got a tool with a screwdriver and a cap lifter on it. And so that's a unique one to have. And then I brought out this case trapper just because it's beautiful, and just to show the different cover varieties that you have with case. So with the case guys out of the way, we'll take a look at these 94 OTs. So I have this one in the yellow Delrin, and of course it has its spay blade here, and we'll take a look at its clip point. And then the rest of these are pretty much the same. This is in their bone, which I really like because it's a super thick chunk of bone. Just really pretty. These give you match strike pulls and more polished blades for sure. These are nice to have if you just want one to look at, or one for a fancy occasion. These are pretty neat. They also have the desert ironwood, which is a very handsome wood. Again, the same two blades, the clip and the spay. And then this one at the top, one of my favorites. If you're looking for a performance upgrade, go for the Old Timer Heritage series. These are in D2 steel, so you get, you know, your clip and your spay, but now you get the benefit of D2 over the 7CR. I don't have the generational series, and that one is made in the US, and it is using 1095 carbon steel. And then I also don't have one that's just in the standard saw cut Delrin. So right now my 194 OT is standing in for that. Now, of course, the other thing is that the 94 OT has been made for a long time. So these are all made in China versions, all of these old timers. So they're all in 7CR. You can go and find these on the secondary market on eBay and stuff like that. They do still have old USA made Schrades that are using 1095 steel, or they're using stainless steel. I forget what their stainless that they used, but I believe it's just a 440 or a 420. Anyways, those are out there if you're interested in, you know, a made in the USA option. So, you know, basically varying price points on all these, you know, different knives and stuff, you know. So, you know, look for your prices. I do have a link in my description box for Old Timer that I think it gives you 10% off your order when you go to order for the first time, and then that helps out the channel if you use that link. I hope that this was helpful to you guys that had questions about trappers. I thought, you know, not only should I answer in a written form to you guys individually, but maybe there were other people in the audience that wanted to see this, and I thought, you know, hey, I like to teach in a visual medium, you know, so we'll go with that. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you're a trapper fan, I know you did. And if you're not a trapper fan, maybe it, you know, gave you some ideas on some other stuff, or maybe opened up your mind to the use of the spay blade. Anyways, that's all I got for you for this one. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm glad to be back. I think I'm going to, you know, definitely get some more videos out this weekend. So I will see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.